So if you thought Power Slap was the most degenerate, bottom of the barrel, pointless combat sport that there is, you'd be wrong because now there is one. Instead of having two stationary defenseless targets slap each other with no defense, we now have two big, like 250-pound guys running at each other to simulate rugby. However, rugby has nothing to do with it. It's them two guys that weigh like 100 kilograms at least running at each other and trying to knock the other person down. This video was on Twitter. As you can see, it kind of blew up yesterday and the day before. 31 million views. Is from this new combat sport that is being labelled, or it is being labelled, where two guys literally run at each other and try and... The aim is to knock the other person down. Like, so one has a ball and the other person has to try and knock the guy with the ball down. It's like rugby. It's like or American football. You try to tackle them, get the ball off them. But that's just the rule. Whereas, like, in practice, everyone just gets knocked out. Or, like, 80% of the time, someone gets knocked out. Like, and brutally. It's pretty bad. We're going to watch the video. But before we do, please like, subscribe. It really helps out. And yeah, let's go. So, fair warning, this is like a brutal video. I have no idea how this is sanctioned. Because this is technically a sport by law in Australia. So, right, here's the video. As you can see, that's two clips, and it's like who thought this would be a good idea? Like two guys running at each other full force, and it's like one of them just runs into the other person's shoulder, and it just like knocks them out cold. Like that is bad. Like that second guy right there that we just seen, that is a bad knockout. He's probably got like some sort of concussion at least, maybe some sort of brain damage, because that is like... I'm gonna get into what I the comparisons between, because there's comparisons to be made between this and like say for instance Power Slap. However, this is way worse obviously, but I'm gonna get into there after. I'll finish the video and I'll go through it.
Oh my God! That's good, Reed! Look at this, that is textbook.
So that's the whole video, but as you can see, it's not exactly a, you know, tactical sport. It's not like technique wise, you're literally just let's get two bulky guys and just have them run at each other. It's not exactly, yeah, it's fun to watch. Like, don't get me wrong, that's kind of fun to watch. It's entertaining, but it's not very like, you're just asking for like brain damage. It's like, I don't even get it. It's just say like you're like tough or something. I don't think it's worth it. I think it's actually really irresponsible, whoever is setting these up and whoever sanctioning it, I can't speak, because that is like asking for someone to die. And if you're wanting to know who actually made it, it was Tai Tuivasa, the UFC heavyweight, who is now on a 6-fight loss streak. He lost, I think it was 2 weeks ago, and he's now on a 6-fight lose streak. You know, we all know him as like the guy who drinks the shoey after a fight, like he from like what 3-4 years ago, who like put a beer in a shoe and then drink it out of the shoe. Like, not exactly. I mean, everyone loved it back then. I was never like that big of a fan of it, but each to their own, I guess. So this is from Bloody Elbow. This is an article saying that what is it? After the sports outrage or received outrage last year, it has once again gone viral over this past weekend after more footage was shared online by UFC fighter Tai Tuivasa. Bam Bam Tuivasa launched his own version of the collision sport last November called Run Nation. That's the name of like his company, or the what would you call it? The company that hosted the event. That's his name. So it's his one, which follows the same idea as, because the sport itself is this is it. So the sport, which was originally branded Run It Straight pits two athletes on a straight running track, with them both running at each other at full speed without headgear or padding. Seemingly, the aim of the game is to knock down your opponent during the full body collision. However, the sport continues to receive criticism and backlash. And last year, 19-year-old Ryan Satterthwaite died after taking part in an unsanctioned event. So, last year in, I think it was New Zealand, in New Zealand, this like 19-year-old boy dies. I think it was last May, because like they were having an unsanctioned, maybe like a group of friends put together an event. I'm not sure of the whole story, but something like that. It's unsanctioned, maybe just this kind of informal put together thing where they just run together and one has a ball and they try and knock the other person down. And a 19-year-old boy dies. And in the same year, because Tai Tuivasa set this up in November, in the same year he thought, like pretty much in the same country, because New Zealand and Australia, it's like the same country pretty much. And he thought, this 19-year-old boy died. Let's like make a whole like sanctioned organization out of this. And I'm like not even sure where to start. It's like he actually did say, I believe it is down here. Sorry about the ads. I don't know, the amount of ads on this page is like crazy. Yeah, so he defended it by saying, when Tuivasa was asked about the launch of Run Nation last year, he defended the sport and attempted to build hype for it. It's exciting fun and will definitely keep you on the edge of your seat. You have two athletes running at each other. I love it. I kind of get punched in the head for a living, so kind of this, or kind of same. I don't know, that doesn't make any sense. Obviously, our main care is for the runners and their safety, he told the journalist or the reporter. You have two guys, like as we just seen in the video, two guys are running at each other without protection. Like, the comparison is like, maybe it's like rugby, but it's more like in American football, because in rugby they do not run at each other like this. They'll dive for hips, because that's like that's how you do it. Whereas in American football, they'll do this action where they run at each other, but they've got headgear, they've got shoulder pads. You've seen like an American football player, and they have like full protection. These guys have nothing on. And with that, since they're running head to head, they are knocking each other out, like badly. And you've seen some of those clips, it's like, what was it? I think it was the second one. This one was bad. This is like a bad one. So it's like, these guys are running. His head hits right into this guy's shoulder, and he's just completely knocked out. And I think the other guy actually, I would play the clip, but like, the other guy even got knocked out. The guy on this guy. So it's, what part of like they're trying to protect the athletes does this make any sense? And I'll compare it to Power Slap. Power Slap is like, yeah, I don't like Power Slap. I think it's on some level with this, where it's like there's no defense. There's no, if you want to say the difference between say fighting and Power Slap is that you can defend yourself in like mixed martial arts, boxing, whereas Power Slap you have no defense. This is similar, where you have no defense, by like you're willing to give up the defense because you're just standing there waiting to get slapped. It's stupid, it's pointless, but it's not as bad as this, because at least it's you're only getting hit with the arm. Obviously people get knocked out, obviously it's still dangerous, but it's not as bad because it's getting knocked out, with the arm. Arms, like your shoulder, your back muscle is way weaker than a guy running full force at you, and he weighs like, that is so. Who thought this was a good idea to put this together? Two guys running at each other. Like, think of how much force you can generate by slapping, like just by slapping your hand in someone's face. It's a lot. You can knock them out, depending on how big you are, obviously, and how big the other person is. But then to go from that to like running head on each other, trying to knock the other person down, it's like just a cannon. It's like the amount of force, the comparison in force is not, it's not comparable. It's like, this is going to get someone killed in this company. Like someone, a 19-year-old boy died last year. This is going to get someone killed. And this is like, to go on about Tai Tuivasa because he did make this. And I understand these people are willingly like signing up to this. However, people aren't smart. Most people are not smart. They'll do anything. Maybe he's offered them a lot of money. Who knows? It's sponsored by Kick. Kick give money to everyone. Uh, Kick, pretty sure Kick. Oh no, that's Rumble. Rumble do Power Slap, but you know these kind of like third party streaming platforms. They just give money to anyone. They kind of really don't care about integrity or like morality. So you have these guys just like these like idiots signing up to this. A lot of them are like Samoan or look sort of Samoan. So I don't know if maybe they're Tai Tuivasa's like friends or something, or they're in close relation to him. I have no idea. But there's obviously some like just normal Australian guys or New Zealand guys. But there is some like kind of Samoan looking guys. And yeah, I guess they might be built for it and stuff like that. But that doesn't validate the need for having this competition or this brand. And Tai Tuivasa's like his whole image is like, oh look at me, I can drink a shoe. Oh look at me, and he's like the most undisciplined UFC fighter like ever. Like he's always been like fat. Like there's that. Remember that clip? I think it was before the Gan fight. Was it before the Cyril Gan fight where he was like in the back eating like what was it, like Burger King or something like that? I can't remember what he was eating, but it was like a burger. And he's fat and he's like on a 6 fight losing streak, and he hasn't, changed in any way. He's not slimmed down really. He's done none of that. I remember when he ballooned up. Obviously, he kind of got his weight back down to fight, but like he still ballooned up and all that stuff. And he's still like, this is just me going a tangent about heavyweight in general, because heavyweight is like the most undisciplined division because they're all fat. Like 80% of heavyweights are just really fat, other than like the obvious, which I feel like I don't need to name. Uh, and it's just like he's like a dumb guy, Tai Tuivasa is, and it's like, oh, like dumb guy. He gets tattoos on his like inner bottom lip, and he's like, oh, from the area or whatever, and drinking a shoe, whatever, like who cares? And then he's like, oh, I know what, I'll make a sport. This is like the sport that defines, that kind of just encapsulate his whole personality. Is like two guys, two idiots running at each other, like gonna give themselves brain damage, and for people's enjoyment. And not to say that that's not what the UFC is or anything like that, but at least it's more like technical. At least there's some sort of intellect towards like MMA fighting or boxing or whatever. Whereas this is just brain damage, mindless like stupidity. Same with Power Slap. It's the sports are essentially the same. This one is way more dangerous. So that's kind of all I wanted to say about this. I do not like this sport. I hope someone in Australia brings up some legal papers to try and get this banned, because this is going to get someone killed again. So yeah, and that's all I have to say about it. If you liked the video, please like and subscribe. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later. Bye.